World, today's delicious steak is gonna be the first ever Moderator Monday. You have been voting all week for things you would like to see me vlog about in my channel's moderator module, and so today I am going to talk about the top 5 things you wanted me to vlog about in the moderator module. Number 5, DannyDanny111 says, make one more things that blow Dan's mind. Okay. Number 4, Comic Sax Production says, can you still make a video a day? It was the most thought-provoking part of my day for a month. Can I? Well, yes, last month demonstrated that, but will I? No, I'm not going to do that. I hate to be a party pooper, but just not right now. Last month was really good for getting me just into a vlogging routine again, but it wasn't perfect. It's like, what am I really trying to accomplish here? I'm trying to start interesting, vloggy community discussions in an entertaining way. And some of my vlogs from last month did that really well. For example, You Are a Pirate, the one that I made a response to yesterday, but others fell a little bit flat. So I'm just gonna keep tweaking the formula, keep trying to figure out what works best. And I like this idea of Moderator Monday, of talking about, you know, the 5 top things, because maybe not all of them are winners, but if even just one of the moderator module suggestions sparks an interesting discussion, I mean, that's a success. Number 3 comes from username XPureDeath in California, who says, hey Dan, if China suddenly up and decided that they want their $10 trillion back that we owe them, we wouldn't be able to pay it. Now, let's say they declare war on the US. How would this war unfold? How would we defend, and who'd win? Thanks, from Lucifer. Well, first of all, the Googles tell me that China owns somewhere around $1.5 trillion of our debt, not $10 trillion. That's still a lot, but just want to clear that up. And second, while I will admit I'm not an expert on international debt and how that works, I'm pretty sure that the way that you described it is not how it works. It's not just like, okay, time to pay up. But rather than listening to my uninformed ramblings about this, someone out there watching knows how this works more than I do, I'm sure. So help a brother out, post a comment. As for war between the US and China, I do not think that this is particularly likely, like at all, in the slightest. But if it were to occur, first of all, it would be a nuclear war. Both the United States and China have nuclear weapons. And second, it would be a world war. There's no way that powers as big as the US and China could be at war with each other without other countries getting involved. So a nuclear world war, I think that nobody wins. Number 2, Skin09588 from Belgium says, do people these days actually need talent to be famous? In the 19th century, people who were famous had an ability that distinguished them from other people. Nowadays, people with no talent can achieve the same thing. Well, I don't know a whole lot about 19th century celebrities. I'm gonna bet that you meant 20th century celebrities. But regardless, you are onto something with your question. I mean, as mass media mediums have become increasingly accessible over the past few decades, it's been increasingly easy for people to fall into the public eye for increasingly random and obscure things. I mean, there are sex tapes, there are reality TV stars, there are people who find their 15 minutes of fame through a video of them hurting themselves going viral on YouTube. But I don't really think that's a big deal. I don't think that they take anything away from people who have legitimate talent, because I mean, the most surefire way to become famous, to have a lasting impression on the masses, is still to have a legitimate talent at something. And finally, we have number 1 from username The High Scooter in Ireland, who says, hi Dan, I think you should talk about pornography. I'd like to see your opinion about this taboo subject. Do you think it is rotting teenagers' mind? Is it entirely a bad thing? What you look at and what you choose to do while you're looking at whatever you choose to look at when nobody else is home, when private browsing is on and the blinds are drawn, I really don't care. I don't care what it is. I don't care what you do. You can do what you want. I just really don't want to think about it. I don't think that porn is inherently a bad thing. I don't think that looking at porn automatically makes you a bad person. I think that that makes you, you know, an average male. But it can definitely become a problem. It becomes a problem when you frequent it while you're in a relationship, if it drives a wedge between you and your significant other, if it takes away from the specialness of real. And it also becomes a problem once your parents find out. So remember, kids, clear your browsing history, delete your cookies, and don't keep, physical copies under your mattress. That's the first place your parents are gonna check. If you like what you just saw, if Dan put you in a state of awe, subscribe to him and click the orange button. It really, 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 really means something. If you do that, that'd be really cool.